Hi there, welcome to I Alone Fly Tarot. I'm going to do a tarot card reading for Capricorn energy. I did one the other day, but my microphone wasn't on, so it was muted. And so we're going to do a different one to see what's going on in Capricorn energy. Everybody has free will. Some people will harness this energy in a high vibe way. Some people will harness it in a more worldly focused way. Some people will harness it in a more shadowy way. And we all tap into Capricorn energy. So, listen to your intuition about where you're at in the story and where other people are at in their life to figure out, to see the truth about what people are motivated and inspired by and what you're motivated and inspired by. Okay, the overarching reason for the reading is the Four Cups. What do we think is just and fair? What is our dream? What are we kind of motivated and inspired by? Okay, we'll go up until here. You know, we can all feel like we missed an opportunity in love. Well, if there's people in our life who weren't willing to work with us cooperatively in a loving relationship, are we going to give up on our dreams? Some people are. Some people aren't. High vibe people put in work and effort to maintain balance within themselves, to get the justice they deserve, because they have a dream. And they're willing to take bold, brave, confident action in love to continue to operate from a foundation of love and to stand up for themselves and learn the lessons they were meant to learn from that life experience, to keep moving forward and believing in their dreams. And if that means for some of them that there's someone that they do feel they could have a just and fair and loving relationship with, and they previously, for some reason, aren't in a relationship with that person, and they believe if they were to offer them love that there wouldn't be an end to that relationship, some of those people are going to do that. For other people, there might be people they want to be in a relationship with, but if they did offer love to those people, but those people are turning their back to their love offer, well then, okay, I have to see the truth that, you know, you're not the person apparently was meant to be in a relationship with. We're not on the same page. I'm going to keep loving myself, maintaining my balance, believing in my dreams, offering love to the people in the world who are willing to work together with me in a loving relationship, who in their Leo energy are bold and brave enough that, you know, are willing to close out an old cycle in their life to move forward with me in a relationship and have a new beginning in love, willing to stand up and defend a just and fair and loving relationship. Other people have felt like they missed an opportunity in love, and they're okay with that. And some of them don't want to do love because they get hurt doing love and they don't want to do love. It could be that they think it's just and fair to be in relationships where it's more about them, their wants, their needs, their lusts, their greed, their pride, their ego, and they turn their back on love. And part of it is because maybe relationships in their past didn't work out, but they're defensive to learning the lesson they were meant to learn from that. Because if we're willing to learn lessons from those relationships and heal and love ourselves and grow and mature ourselves to not give up on our dreams, we'd keep standing up for our dreams that I deserve to be in just and fair and loving relationships. And even though a relationship didn't work out in my past, doesn't mean that I'm going to ignore love from now on. But some people already decided that. And sometimes then we get in relationships with those people and we didn't realize, like, oh, you're not willing to do love. You're not willing to learn lessons in life. You've had relationships that didn't work out, but instead of working through that and seeing the truth of it so you could move on from it, you've decided it's just and fair to kind of indulge yourself in relationships from now on. Get relationships where it's not about love. You know, you might have sex with people, but you're not going to offer them love. And then other people get in relationships with people like that. They think it's going to be a just and fair relationship, that a dream is going to come into reality. They're putting in work and effort, working cooperatively with people. And then they find out the other people are defensive to standing up and defending this relationship based on love. It's like, oh, I guess you want to be in a relationship where it's just about you indulging yourself in a relationship. Okay, well, I'm going to move on and I'm going to close out being in a relationship with you and stand up for what I believe in, which is love. So we start out with the Eight of Pentacles, the Two of Pentacles, the Ace of Wands, the Queen of Cups. And the reason that came out is because of the King of Pentacles, which I view as Capricorn energy. Sometimes we can work together with other people. The Two of Pentacles is also Capricorn energy. We can work with people and we think that they're balanced. You know, we all have our dualistic nature. We have our more shadowy nature, which is prideful, egotistical, immature, indulgent, bossy, controlling. Think it's all about us. But we can get in relationships with people who present themselves as harnessing high vibe Capricorn energy, and we can all present ourselves any way we want to in the world. That's what the masculine figures in tarot is, how I interpret them, because we can all present ourselves any way we want to in the world, and people don't know the truth of who we are emotionally, how we think, how we feel. And so some people, we can get in a relationship with them and they present themselves as being very just and fair, kind of like balanced, and like they've learned lessons in life, that they're a stable, grounded, emotionally mature person. And we get in a relationship with them and we're operating from love, and they could more, you know, and we think the relationship's going to grow and mature itself, like we're going to keep moving forward in truth and love, and, you know, two cards of truth, fighting for the truth, that it's about love. And then we get in a relationship with people and we see that they could be defensive to the truth. They have their own truth. You know, we have a dualistic nature. What's our truth? Is our truth love and hope and faith and belief in justice and fairness and character and integrity and love, building foundations on love? Or is our truth that it's more about operating from our worldly nature? I think it's just and fair to get in a relationship because of the status and the image. And if there's someone who's willing to emotionally invest in me and stay in a relationship with me because of the world and money and status and image, or because I'm good looking, or because I'm charming, or because I have sex with them, you know, perfect. Let's stay in a relationship. I'm defensive to love. And the other people are like, well, I thought it was because of love. You know, we all want stability and security, and we'd all like some of the finer things in life, but isn't it supposed to be based on love? And some people are like, no, I'm defensive to love. I think you should love me and invest in me because I have these things of the world. I'm charming, I'm good looking, I have money, I have social clout, whatever the reason is. Don't you want those things? Well, I might want those things, but I want it to be based on love. And the other people are like, no, I'm not doing love. I'm defensive to love. I have loved people before and I was left in regret. So I've decided that it's just and fair to be in a relationship where I turn my back on love and it's more about me indulging myself in a relationship, or using my charm, my looks, my sexuality, my financial status to get other people to be in a relationship with me. And either I'll indulge them in a relationship because they have the things of the world that I want, or I think they should indulge me in a relationship because I do have those things of the world that they might want. And I'm willing to be in a relationship indulging someone or letting someone indulge me. I don't want to do love. I like to use my emotions manipulatively and be defensive. I don't want to learn lessons in life. I don't want to learn to have better boundaries against my shadow nature. I am defensive to the truth. I'm defensive to thinking that there's a higher purpose to life, that there's a higher truth and justice to aspire to. I'm defensive to thinking you should have to be in relationships because of love. I think I should be able to emotionally manipulate people because in my Seven of Wands Leo energy, I operate more from my ego. I'm defensive to learning lessons. I'm defensive to having good boundaries against my defensive nature to love. I want to keep being defensive to love or the truth that I should grow up and mature myself, that I should heal from past pain and heartbreak because it's stopping me from getting my divine inheritance. High vibe energy of love wants people to be free. Our high vibe energy is represented by God. Our shadow nature is represented by the devil. Our fear, our insecurity, our immature nature, our prideful nature, our materialistic nature, our me nature is defensive to seeing the truth. Sometimes people are happy living their life like that because if the truth means they would have to deal with the truth, they'd have to grow up and mature themselves and align with their more loving, hopeful, believing nature. In order to do that, they'd have to deal with whatever it is within them that made them decide to be defensive to love. Part of it's, I could get hurt doing love. I feel like I'm defensive to my more emotionally vulnerable or authentic nature going out in the world. It could be hurt. I'm going to live more from my ego. I'm going to live more from my worldly nature. And I think if I have these things of the world, I'll be happy. And if I get in relationships with people who are loving, who want me to be more just and fair, who want me to be more bold and brave and confident in love, and stand up for myself to the world, where I don't let the world define me, which can be I make my life more about my ego and my image and my status and what I wear and what I own and how much money I have. If I'm going to work with loving people, I have to stand up against the world and my own worldly nature. I have to stand up and defend the truth. And some people don't want to do that because they've had relationships in their past that didn't work out and they're unwilling to do that. So they want to be in relationships with people that are more about the world and they could love the things of the world. We live in the world is meant to be enjoyed, but the world's meant to be enjoyed from a place of love. And if we are not getting in relationships and living our life from a place of love, those things of the world, our fear, our insecurity, our lust, our greed, our pride, our ego, our addictive nature can get us in a little bit of hell and we don't realize it. And some people have learned that lesson. I've gotten caught up in the things of the world. I've gotten caught up in my lust and my greed and my pride and my ego and my fear and my insecurity and my addictions. And it caused myself to end up in regret and get in relationships that caused me regret. And other people learned that they have to stand up for their own loving inner child nature that has hope and faith and belief and love. And if they want their dreams to come into reality, they need to speak their truth to the people in their life who might want to be in relationships with them. But it's more about living this more worldly view of life and staying in relationships because of your fear, because of your insecurity, because of your codependency, because of your want for stability and security, and sacrificing love and staying in a relationship where you feel like you missed an opportunity in love because the people you're in a relationship with aren't operating from a foundation of love. And some of you have already been in relationships with people who are like that. And you spoke your truth. I want to be in relationships based on love. And if you're not willing to think there's a higher purpose in life than just money and materialism or you being indulged, I'm going to stand up for what I believe in. And I want my divine inheritance. I have a dream And I am bold and brave enough in my Aries energy to be willing to accept that cup of love from the universe, to align with my own more loving, hopeful, believing nature. And I'm going to listen to my intuition to guide me, not my fear, not my insecurity, not my worldly nature. And I'm going to operate from a foundation of love and stand up for myself. I'm going to offer myself love to get out of my own worldly, egoic nature. I'm going to stand up to my worldly nature that wants me to be defensive to the truth. No, I defend love. And I'm going to keep operating from a foundation of love. And I'm going to learn the lesson I was meant to learn from being in relationships, because we get in these relationships with other people to help us get clear about what our truth is. Is your truth love, and you want to be in just and fair and creative, inspired relationships where people stand up for themselves and people learn lessons in life and people have good boundaries to their shadowy nature of being like manipulative and prideful and egotistical and immature and bossy and controlling in relationships? To be in relationships with people who have good boundaries, who say, no, it's supposed to be about truth and love. And some of you already did that. And you did this work within yourself from the Eight of Pentacles to the Two of Pentacles to let go of a Six of Pentacles, which Six of Pentacles is Taurus energy, and it has to do with our philosophy of life, how we view the world, how we view ourselves, how we view others, how we view relationships. And if there was someone in your life that you had previously been exchanging resources with, time, energy, effort, if it's just a job, or hugs and kisses with, if it was a relationship partner, I'm done. I have been inspired to love and believe in myself. And, we have a dualistic nature and we have free will. That means there's other people in the world that also have free will. Some of those people are aligned with their more shadowy nature, worldly nature, selfish nature, materialistic nature, immature nature. And there's also people in the world who are aligned with their more loving, hopeful, believing nature. Some people have been inspired by their own loving nature, and then we can be inspired by other loving people in the world who love and encourage us to grow and mature ourselves to be all that we can be in the world. Which people are we going to align with in the world? Whatever Capricorn energy we align with within ourselves is going to dictate who we invest in. If we're more about the world or fear or insecurity or pride or ego, not having hope and faith and belief and love, we're probably going to align with other people who are in that energy. If we're aligned with hope and faith and belief and love, we're probably going to align with other people who align with hope and faith and belief and love. We all put in work and effort to have stability and security in our life and enjoy the finer things in life. It's just, have we seen through the illusion of the world that we're not letting the world take priority in how we make decisions in our life? Do we listen to our heart and our intuition? Even though there could be people in the world that we love, that we'd maybe like to be in a relationship with, but if they're kind of tilted into more of a worldly focus of life and not listening to love and intuition to guide the decisions they make, then it's pretty hard for our dream to come into reality with them. Because when there's conflict or choices to be made, we're going to make choices out of hope and faith and belief and love, and they might make choices out of fear or insecurity or pride or ego or defensiveness or lust or greed. We have to be in relationships with people who are on the same page as us. So, I think you're communicating your truth to the world and standing up for what you believe in, and the other people are speaking their truth and standing up for what they believe in. The Two of Cups can just be, what am I going to align with within myself? What people am I going to align with? The other people might want to align with other people who don't want to do love, who would rather be in a relationship and stay in a relationship because of addictions or ego or fear or insecurity or money or materialism. And other people want to be in relationships with people who've taken that cup of love. It just depends on what people think is just and fair. And if they're willing to do love or not do love. If they want to be in relationships where they can be indulged or indulge someone else for the things of the world, or if they're bold and brave enough to do love. Some people defend their more shadowy third party aspect of self, which is I'm emotionally manipulated by my fear, by my insecurity, by my lust, by my greed, by my more immature, indulgent nature. And I defend doing that. I don't want to learn lessons. I don't want to have good boundaries within myself. I don't want to see the truth. And other people are aligned with their more loving, hopeful, believing nature, and that's what they stand up for. And they're not going to move forward with people in the world who are defensive to the truth. I want to move forward with people who stand up and defend the truth. So, who are the people in your life who you think are like to be in relationships where they think it's all about them, their wants, their needs, their lusts, their greed, their pride, their ego, who are defensive to working together with people cooperatively from love, who are defensive to learning lessons in life, who are kind of prideful and egotistical and don't think they have lessons to learn. And if their truth is, I think life is about the world and putting in work and effort to have a certain image, to have a certain status. And then they could think, there's going to be people in the world who want to be in a relationship with me because I have those things of the world. And I think that's just and fair. And I think maybe they bring the love, I have the things of the world, or I bring my looks or whatever I got. And I think it's just and fair to be in a relationship for that. I think people should love me because I have these traits and characteristics. And I think I should continue to be able to be defensive to love. And as long as the person I'm in a relationship with is defensive to love or leaving me because they're afraid they won't find another relationship, well, then I guess they think it's just and fair to kind of indulge me in a relationship because it looks like our dreams are coming into reality. It looks like we've got all the things that the world says we should want. And so long as there's people willing to indulge people like that, or have people indulge them being like that, well, then that's the kind of relationship they defend. I don't want to do love. And I don't want to be in relationships with other people who want me to do love. If they're willing to indulge me and invest in me emotionally, I'm good. I think it's just and fair to make my life about myself. And I'm not going to offer them love. I'm going to have sex with them. But I reject my own loving, intuitive nature because I get hurt doing that. I've decided that I'm kind of immature and I'm defensive to love, and I think people should indulge me like a parent would indulge a child. And I probably get to be immature and defensive and ignore their love and be bossy and controlling and all these other things. Unjust, unfair. I think it's just and fair. People can have whatever idea they want to have about relationships. And if they think it's just and fair, they think it's just and fair. And I think this is saying that justice will be served. The people who don't want to do love, well, people who are who believe in love eventually are going to listen to their intuition and speak their truth to these people and say, I think I'm going to miss an opportunity in love if I stay in a relationship with you. I can love you, but you seem to be defensive to offering me love. I want the justice I deserve. I'm going to take bold, brave, confident action to stand up for myself. And I'm going to end being in a relationship with you because you're defensive to the truth that it should be about love. Justice is served. People who don't want to do love are probably going to have loving people who refuse to keep being in a relationship with them. And if these people find someone who's willing to stay in a relationship with them, well, they might have people who are willing to stay in a relationship with them Maybe because they're motivated and inspired by the things that they have. I want to look like I have it all. I want the money. I want the status. Are you, I don't want to do love either. Well, so then they might get justice. They might get in a relationship with people who also harness kind of shadowy Aries energy, which it's like, it's all about me kind of indulging myself in the world. I don't do love and work with loving, intuitive, creative, inspired energy either. I offer to invest in people to emotionally manipulate them because I'm defensive to learning lessons myself and learning to love myself, and I'm defensive to the truth. Well, then you get in relationships with people who maybe are defensive to being loving. They might have sex with you, but it's more because of the ego and the image and the status and the money and the materialism. But if neither of them are willing to do love, well, then I guess, they got what they think is just and fair. I don't want to do love. Do you want to do love? No. Perfect. Do you want to grow up and mature yourself and face your fears and insecurities? No. Perfect. Let's be in a relationship and defend this relationship because neither one of us love and believe in ourselves enough to face our fears and insecurities to get our divine inheritance and be all that we can be and free ourselves from our shadow nature represented by the devil, because our worldly nature is running our life, our ego, our fear, our insecurity, our lust, our greed, our ego, and they're going to live their life that way, and they won't free themselves from their more worldly life, and they'll reap what you reap when you make your life about the world. They'll have the things of the world. The other people are going to get the justice they deserve by being in relationship with other people who harness high vibe Aries energy, who are bold and brave and confident and loving, who want to work together with people cooperatively, who are willing to stand up and defend this relationship to the world because they love those people. Not, I'm going to defend these people because they have status and image and money and materialism, and I'm fearful and afraid of loving and believing in myself, so I'm going to stay in this relationship, even though I might be in a relationship with someone who's kind of bossy and controlling and immature and defensive and prideful and egotistical and defensive. What's coming up for the people who harness high vibe Capricorn energy that they might not see coming? Oh, and as you're moving forward in the world, because you have free will, you get choice. You could have different people popping up in your life, people you know, people you don't know, people who want to be in a relationship with you. But part of the reason they might want to be in a relationship with you is because the people they went to get in a relationship with, even if they're shadowy, this is what really drives and motivates them. But the people they went to go get in a relationship with them could be kind of like them and kind of juggled them and didn't really want to invest in them. Could have seen someone else who had more image, more status that would make them look more like a boss in the world. And that person wasn't willing to be in a relationship with them. And they're hoping that if they get in a relationship with you, that maybe the people they really wanted to be in a relationship with will feel like they missed an opportunity, and then those people will come and get in a relationship with them. Because if you already know people and they've already shown you the truth that they are more ego and image focused, those are the people they really want to be in a relationship with, because they know to be in a relationship with you, they got to be more self-disciplined, they got to make good decisions, and they can't operate and be prideful and egotistical and manipulative, which they maybe could with the people that are more on the same page as them, because they both operate from their more worldly nature. And some people, if those people weren't willing to get in a relationship with them, they still want to look like a boss in the world. So they want to get in relationships with people to make it look like they're working together with people, but they're still defensive to learning lessons, and they're still defensive to the truth that it should be about love. And I think if those people pop up, I think you'll be like, you know what? I don't know. For one, you might say, if it's someone from your past, you might say, you know, I've let that go. I've moved on. I've healed from that situation. I guess I don't feel like, I think we've come to a place of balance. I think we're in the right place now for our relationship. Because when I was in a relationship with you, that's why I don't think you have to go into all this conversation with them. But you know that being in a relationship with them makes you feel unloved. It might have all the things of the world that you'd want, but you know they're kind of immature and defensive to love, and they're kind of more about themselves. And I think you just might say, I wish you peace, but I've moved on, and I think we're in a balanced place. We have come into a place of balance. You went and lived your life the way you want to live it. I went and lived my life the way I want to live it. And I think this is the right relationship for us, just where it is right now, with us not being in a love relationship. And that's justice. Because if you know the truth that you do want to be in relationships with people who are emotionally more willing to learn lessons in life and that aren't just about themselves and their ego and their image and indulging themselves, and they're like that, well, then you're standing up to get the justice you deserve. And they need to go find someone who's really more on the same page as them, who also maybe ignores love and is kind of immature and defensive and doesn't want to learn lessons in life. You also might have people communicating with you that they know if they were to move forward in any relationships they're in or the way they've been living their life, that they're going to miss an opportunity in love. And they know you're an emotionally loving, nurturing person who puts work and effort to maintain balance within yourself and in your relationships. And they want to be in a relationship with you. Right now, they could just be watching you to see if you really have detached from this old relationship and are ready to move forward in a new relationship. And if you are, then they will come offer you that cup of love to work together with you and stand up for you in the world. And both of you are standing up for love and willing to speak their truth to whoever in their world that they maybe previously weren't speaking their truth to. If they say, I don't know, whatever. It could be their workplace, it could be their family, it could be friends, it could be... Anyway, just that some people see you as someone they could have an opportunity in love with to get the justice they deserve, because they see that you're bold and brave enough to work together with people with love, and they are willing to do that too. And they've dealt with people who are more manipulative or immature or materialistic, and they don't want to be in relationships with people like that. So what's coming up for the high vibe people? You're completing a cycle. The Ten of Swords is completing a cycle, and when you do that and you've worked through all your thoughts and your fears and your self-limiting beliefs, you stand in your truth. I defend love. Not moving forward with people who present the image of being like emotionally balanced and loving, like they harness high vibe Cancer energy when they don't. To be in relationships with people who really do. People who have done the work to get in the driver's seat of their life, to be emotionally balanced, who've seen the truth that it's about love. I can get in relationships with people that by worldly standards, it looks like I have it all. It's very victorious and very successful. But if I don't have love, I'm backstabbing myself. I'm missing an opportunity in love. And that you and other people in the world don't want to keep moving forward in those type of jobs and relationships where it's not loving and encouraging and supportive and just and fair and balanced. I want to go get in the jobs and the friendships and the relationships with people where it is emotionally balanced, loving, supportive, encouraging, and I'm not going to settle for less. Tell us about the people. And I think some people are going to want to try to stop you from moving forward to get the justice you deserve. because they want you to indulge them in a relationship and be like either an old person coming back wanting you to indulge them or someone new you meet. And if it is anyone from your past, it has to be someone who has done all this work and effort to get balance within themselves, to be inspired by love, who's seen the truth and are willing to fight for the truth, speak the truth, and same way with people you meet in your future. I'm not making my life about ego and image and status. It's or being indulged or indulging someone else. It's supposed to be about love. And I'm willing to stand up and defend the truth that it's about love. What's coming up for the people who harness some shadowy or more worldly focus, Capricorn energy, that they might not see coming up? Ooh. Okay, we had a clump of cards fall out. And the reason they came out is because of the devil. You know, some people have all these things of the world, and they maybe even want to get in relationships and marriages with people, but their inner child nature, because we have this dualistic nature, it's kind of like spiritual warfare going on within us. Their own inner child nature is defensive to them moving forward in that relationship and wants them to put an end to it, because their inner child nature of hope and faith and belief and love is missing an opportunity in love if they keep living their life like that. So it's kind of like their own, just like when our loving nature is in control of our life, it's kind of like our shadowy nature tries to sabotage us and get us caught up in our fear and our insecurity and stuff like that. And we temper our fear and our insecurity so that we can keep moving forward. Well, when we're in our shadowy nature, our more loving, intuitive nature is like in the back seat of our life, trying to get us to see the truth that you are going to drive your life off into the ditch. This is not going to end well. You are making decisions out of fear or insecurity or pride or ego or codependency, lust, greed, addiction. This is not going to end well. But some people are caught up in those things and they don't want to see the truth. And sometimes it's just that we haven't learned to love ourselves. You know, we're so caught up in the world and all those things. We haven't learned that. And I think for those people, I think loving people could end up coming together with other people that they feel they missed an opportunity with in love when they had to learn lessons in life, or get in relationships with people who've also learned to love themselves. And I think the shadowy people, when we have lessons to learn and we're still got some growing up to do and we haven't learned to love ourselves, and we're still looking to people outside of ourselves to love us and, you know, be the answer to our problems, just like we can look to things outside of us to make us feel better instead of us learning to love ourselves. And we can look to drugs and alcohol and money and status and image and power to be the answer. And those things can really get a hold of us and drive our life off into the ditch. And I think what they don't see coming is that they might have some people who want to be in a relationship with them, but it's because that person either doesn't want to do love, could have a lot of fears and insecurities, could be very ego and image and materialistically focused, and that's why they want to be in a relationship with them, because they have these things of the world and will maybe tempt them in their fear and their insecurity and their pride and their ego and their lust and their greed. You could look like a boss. We'd look like we have it all. The only thing is, the person who might be coming to get in a relationship with them is manipulating them for their own prideful, egotistical reasons, and is defensive to learning lessons in life, and is defensive to the truth that it should be about love. Let's go see what these cards are. The Emperor, the Star, the Ten of Pentacles, the High Priestess, and the Three of Pentacles in reverse. Because of the Devil. So I think they're going to have someone coming towards them who's rejecting harnessing these energies in a high vibe way. Someone who takes bold, brave, confident action and creative action to bring a dream into reality that's very stable and abundant and insightful, connecting in with their emotions and their intuition. They reject that. And instead, the person who's coming towards them is hiding the fact that they harness these energies in a shadowy way, which can be they're all about themselves. They want to look like a star in the world. They want the money and the status and the image. But they hide the fact that they, in their Capricorn energy, they maybe don't work well together with others because in general, that's what the Three of Pentacles means, is working together with people cooperatively. And someone might come to get in a relationship with them saying, I'm loving. I want to be in a relationship with you. You should move forward in a relationship with me. Are you sad that a relationship that you were in didn't work out? You should be in a relationship with me. But the whole reason they want it is because of worldly reasons, very much about money and materialism and status and image. And to boot, they don't work well together with others. And this person's going to end up in a little bit of hell. And it's all to teach us, are you willing to love and believe in yourself that you deserve better than this? We can all have lessons to learn. We can all think that isn't life about, I have fear and insecurity about loving myself. Don't I go get in a relationship with people who seem to be more stable and mature than me? Well, it'd be okay if both people were willing to work cooperatively in a relationship. Then it can all work out okay because we can all get in relationships with people based on where we're at the moment. And if people get in a relationship and everybody's got some fears, some insecurities, some people might think they can use their things of the world and entitled to people being in a relationship with them. If they're both willing to do the work to speak their truth and believe in their dreams and grow and mature themselves, a relationship can move forward. But if we're in a mismatched relationship and one person has hope and faith and belief and love, even though I might have some fears and insecurities, I'll get in a relationship with you because I want my dream to come into reality. You seem like someone I could have my dream come into reality. But then I didn't realize you were kind of hiding that it was about these issues. Well, then we realize we're in a mismatched relationship. And are we willing to speak our truth and believe in ourselves and believe in our dreams to get out of those relationships and communicate with the people in the world who we think we might have rejected before or not gotten even into a relationship with, basically because we had these lessons to learn. There's some people right now who have the opportunity to be in a stable, grounded, loving, nurturing relationship, but some of them are defensive to speaking their truth. And so they might keep defending a relationship that they're in that by worldly standards looks like they got everything they want, but they feel like they're missing an opportunity in love. But because they're in their pride and ego, they're unwilling to speak their truth. And those people are going to look like they have it all, but they're not working together with the people they'd really like to be working with. And they're hiding that they might be working with people because they weren't willing to let go of their pride and ego. They weren't willing to put an end to moving forward in something that by worldly standards looks victorious and successful. It's just not based on truth and love. And if that's what they're driven and motivated by, then I guess they're going to stay in a relationship that really isn't what they love, but it's got the status and the image and the money and the materialism they want. And they've just created a little hell on earth for themselves. And the other people were willing to put an end to that and speak their truth. That there's people in the world that I feel like I'm missing an opportunity with if I don't get in a relationship with them. And if I stay in the relationship I'm creating a little hell on earth and I don't want to do that. So I'm willing to speak my truth and not move forward with people where it would be more about ego and image and money and materialism. And I'm going to stop moving away from the people in my life that I think I could have a loving relationship with. And I want my divine inheritance. I'm not willing to sabotage it because of my ego. And I'm going to go invest in the people in the world who I think are loving, and I'm going to stand up and defend them, and I'm going to quit defending the people in the world and in my life who might just want to be in a relationship with me for ego and image, or that I might have been in a relationship with because I was in my ego or caught up in the world and money and materialism, to go get my dreams. So we either settle for the illusion, or we go after the real deal. Some people are not willing to speak their truth. So they're going to keep defending the illusion, and they're going to see people who put in work and effort to have the real deal. And they're going to feel defensive because they're in a relationship where they feel like they're missing an opportunity in love. But the reason they're missing an opportunity in love is they were unwilling to get out of their ego, to take some bold, brave, confident action, to have better boundaries against their own defensive nature that kept getting them in relationships with people who were happy they were in their defensive nature, or appealed to their lust or their greed or their pride or their ego. Until we stand up to our own shadowy energy, we're going to be manipulated by our own shadow nature and other people in the world who try to tempt us to be in our worldly, more shadowy nature, or codependent nature, or egoic nature, or materialistic nature, and we're not going to have our dreams come into reality. It takes work and effort. We have to quit exchanging resources with our more worldly nature and free ourselves and be inspired by love, to grow up and mature ourselves, to see the truth, to heal and offer love to our past pain and heartbreak and self-limiting beliefs, so we can be bold and brave and confident in love, and stand up for what we believe in and not settle for less than we deserve in. So there you go, Capricorn energy. I wish you peace, love, and joy, and we'll see you next time. Bye-bye.